close to San Diego.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Okay, guys, we are having a little technical difficulty getting Mr. Booker hooked up. If you'll give us just a few more minutes, we'll have a delayed start, please. Thank you. That one comes up, and we'll be next.
This is way too technical for an old guy like me.
Lance said it did, so that's okay. We'll just call a roll call. I'll set it. She left headphones for him right here.
Can you hear me?
Yep. So they can hear him on the speaker, but he doesn't have a camera.
Ooh.
Okay, everyone. Mike and I are going to feed off each other. This is going to be fun. Okay.
Let's begin. I will call the special meeting, Stillwater Planning Commission of June 16, 2020 order. Let's call roll.
Mike Booker.
Here. Here.
Brad Rippleman.
Here.
Mike Shanahan.
Here.
Vicki Jerome. Here. Thank you.
First item is item 2A, specific use permit SUP 20-0 review and approval for specific use permit to allow electronic message sign adjacent to a residential zoning district on property addressed as 1821 South Perkins Road. Staff presentation?
Yes, let's see. Sharing the screen. Okay, can everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Okay, the first specific use permit before you tonight is to allow an electronic message center sign located in the CG district, located at 1821 South Perkins Road. And the reason why this is before you is because electronic message center or display sign, when it's adjacent to a residentially zoned district, requires an SUP. This is the subject site. It's located at the northeast corner of Perkins and 19. It's the hatched area. This is a bird's eye view looking to the northeast. The actual sign is right over here. And this is the place of business. This is a street view. Here's the existing sign. It's my understanding that the EMD or EMC sign will be located right down here. And this is the zoning. As you can see, it's CG, and there's RMI across the street, and RTM. And I believe the applicant is here and will explain his application.
Does the applicant want to speak now?
Yes, thanks a lot. We have had a lot of trouble over the years with visibility, especially.
Can you give
with
us your
people.
name and address for the record, please?
Sure. My name is Lonnie Darty. My home address is 5607 North Hunters Ridge in Stillwater, 74075. I'm the owner at Stillwater Automotive. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. So we have had a lot of trouble over the years with visibility, especially with traffic coming from the north. People have had a hard time seeing us and finding us because there were two homes to the north of us that sat closer to Perkins Road than the business did. So they kind of blocked it coming from the north. We tore one of the homes down 2 or 3 years ago to give us a little better visibility. But often people miss us, especially coming from the north that are coming and looking for us. So we would like to have a little better visibility coming from that direction, make the shop a little more noticeable to traffic going on up and down Perkins Road. We'd also like to use the sign as a community service, putting sports events and community events, concerts, that kind of thing on there, wishing our clientele happy birthday. And of course, we feel like it would increase our business, give us better visibility and help the business grow a little bit. So those are the reasons we would like to put an electronic sign in.
Any questions of the applicant?
No.
Let me open the public hearing. Do we have anybody that would like to speak on this item? Would anybody like to speak on this item? I will now close the public hearing. Staff, why don't you get up and talk about the alternatives?
Okay. The property is adjacent to residentially zoned property, which makes it necessary for the SUP. The electronic sign will be visible to the residential properties, and the sign meets all other signage requirements. So what you can do is recommend approval as presented, or you can recommend approval with conditions, or you could recommend denial, or you can table to a certain date.
Any questions with staff? Does the Planning Commission want to have any discussion, or do I hear a motion?
I move that we accept the findings of the staff and approve and recommend the city council approve the proposed SUP as presented.
I second.
Have a motion, a second. Let's vote.
Mr. Bookert,
Yes.
Mr. Rickleman,
Yes.
Mr. Shanahan,
Yes.
Ms. Jerome.
Yes.
We have a motion to approve and a vote of 4-0.
Thank you very much. The motion has been approved. Item B, specific use permit SUP 20-04, requesting review and approval of specific use permit to establish a medical marijuana dispensary at property addressed as 811 South Main Street in the commercial district. Staff presentation?
Yes.
Okay. The second SUP before you tonight is located on South Main. And as you can see, it's on the east side of Main Street between 8th and 9th. Here's a view looking straight to the east, and it's the building with the yellow outline, the two-story structure. This is a street view, and the building is right here. And I believe the applicant is here as well to give his presentation.
Hi, my name is Kevin Ho, and I'm speaking as the authorized representative for Green Bee Meds at 811 South Main Street. I'd like to first thank everyone for their time and consideration, and I would like to ask for recommendation of approval. I'd like to also, I would also be glad to answer any questions that y'all may have. I mean, I'm not sure. I've never done this before, so I'm not sure how this goes. So if you guys have any questions, you know, I can help.
You already have your state permit, I'm assuming.
We have all licenses. We have a certificate of occupancy. We didn't know that I believe Stillwater is the only or one of the few places that need the SUP. So we didn't know. So when we found out, we applied right away. And we're just waiting on that from you guys.
Any questions of the applicant?
So there's been no proposed signage for the business at this point in time?
I'm not sure what that means.
Well, how are you going to distinguish what the purpose of this business is on the building?
We have a sign. We have a sign, and we have window graphics on the front windows.
Okay.
To let people know that we offer medical cannabis, CBD, and all medical marijuana stuff.
Any other questions from the commission? Hearing no other questions, I'll open up the public hearing. Is there anyone that wants to speak on this item for or against?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Larry Brown. I'm a realtor with One Broker Place Real Estate here in Stillwater, 1020 North Boomer Road, zip code 74075. I handled the transaction between the property owner and Green Bee Meds. The building is about 3,300 square feet with a residential apartment above. We've taken great care and effort to protect that residential structure up above. Green Bee has done a great job as far as their investment remodel in the property. And like Kevin, I would just be glad to answer any questions that you might have. Ms. McCowan is the owner of the property. She is an elderly lady and does not interface with electronic media very well. So I am here on her behalf. If there are any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. I again would, staff's report is pretty straightforward. I think all of the requirements for location of a medical marijuana dispensary in this location have been met. We would just ask for recommendation to approve to the City Council.
Any questions of Mr. Brown? Hearing no questions, do we have anybody else that'd like to speak on this item? Would anybody else like to speak on this item? Hearing no one, I will close the public hearing. Staff, why don't you make your recommendations or alternatives?
Okay. Let's see. Oklahoma state law does allow for medical marijuana facilities. The zoning for this property is CB, commercial business, which allows a medical marijuana facility dispensary with an SUP. Parking is sufficient for the intended use. Signage has not been proposed, but the applicant will be submitting an application, a sign permit. The applicant has a state license to operate the dispensary at this location. So your options are you can recommend approval as presented, you can recommend denial, or you can table it to a certain date.
Any questions of the staff? Hearing no questions of the staff, Planning Commission, do you have a discussion or a motion?
I move that we accept findings and recommend City Council approve the proposed specific use permit as presented.
I second that motion.
Hearing a motion and a second, I will call for the vote.
Mr. Boogert,
Yes.
Mr. Rickleman,
Yes.
Mr. Shanahan,
Yes.
and Ms. Jerome.
Yes.
Motion to approve passes 4-0.
Our next item on the agenda is meeting summary for review and possible action. 3A is a regular meeting summary of February 18th, 2020. Item B is regular meeting summary of March 3rd, 2020. Item 3C is special meeting summary of May 12th, 2020. Do I hear any discussion, correction, or a motion for all three items?
Then I move that we accept the meeting summary of February 18, March 3, and May 12th.
Second that.
Hearing a motion in a second, I call for the vote.
Mr. Boogert,
Yes.
Mr. Rickleman,
Yes.
Mr. Shanahan,
Yes.
Mr. Rome.
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
The next Planning Commission is scheduled for July 7th, 2020. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote.
Mr. Boogert,
Yes.
Mr. Rickleman,
Yes.
Mr. Shanahan,
Yes.
and Mr. Rome.
Yes.
Okay, perfect timing. The little alarm you heard go off was our 15 minutes to take roll call since we have no visual of Mr. Boogert. So we adjourned at that 15-minute mark.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much for joining us.